Hello everyone, I hope you're all safe and sound at home. I decided to make this video to help you understand your mistakes and improve your writing skills. So I corrected your work on Powhatan's account, and now I'm going to give you a few elements. So you can write this in your copybooks. So Powhatan's account is the title. And first, you have to remember, when you write a story, you have to use the prétérit tense. Okay? So the prétérit tense, you remember, it's one word, not two words, okay, as it is in French. And you have the verb and ed, okay? You have to write about the emotions of the characters to make your account lively and entertaining. And you had to write words that like when, where, who, and whose, and use the correct pronouns. Okay, so you can write this down in your copybooks. So I'm going to write an example, a short example of what you could have written. So for example, you can start with, my name is Powhatan. Many years ago, we lived, so you have ed because it's the prétérit form, peacefully, so peace, fully, the adverb. You remember when you have li, it's the adverb, it's like non. Peacefully, when, so you have your little when, quand, lorsque, one day, the foreigners is like the Englishmen, arrived with ed, arrived. And you say d, lived, arrived. Okay? At first, so he's going to talk about his feelings and emotions. At first, I was, so you remember was, it's the past for be. Okay, we're going to write this here. Be. I was, for example, horrified. You can write, and I decided, so you have the ed, I decided, we say id, to capture their captain, possessive adjective, their captain. So if you want to avoid saying, I wanted to capture their captain, their captain's name was John Smith, you can write whose name was John Smith. So I'm going to explain. Their captain's name was John Smith. So if you want to avoid the repetition, get rid of the repetition, their captain, you get rid of this and you write, and also the point, whose name was John Smith, and you don't need the here. Okay, whose name was John Smith. I organized. So you remember what he organized? He organized a ceremony where, so you have the other element I wanted. Here we have this one as well. A ceremony where I gathered my tribe. So it's not tribute or I don't know what. Okay, many of you wrote other words, but it's tribe, my tribe. We were curious, for example, to see this man, and he looked, so we were, you remember it's the plural. Plural is 2, 3, 4 and more. And he looked, okay, he looked, for example, we've written horrified here, we're going to change. He looked terrified. He looked terrified. I must say, I was scared too. Okay, so we have another adjective here. I was, past. Then what can we write? Yes, I was scared too. But while I was about, so this is the moment when Pocahontas is going to save John Smith, you remember. But when I was about to beat his brains out, to break his head, you remember? To beat his brains out. Suddenly, so it's good to add little words like this. Suddenly, my dearest, you remember dearest, ist, superlative form. You remember we did this in September. My dearest daughter threw herself. So it's throw, but it's an irregular verb. So it's threw. Threw herself at him. You remember him, it's a pronoun. It's John Smith. And she laid her head, her because she's a girl, upon his, la sienne à lui, to save him. Again, pronoun. Okay? He was, we're going to add an adjective. He was relieved. She was happy. And I was confused. Okay? So you have to write many adjectives. And I was confused. Was, it's be again. Okay, so I'd like you to write this down in your copybooks and make sure you understand everything. Goodbye and take care.